Hey Luke, what are you working on?
Just this GC convention wrap-up thing. Sort of put everything in context from the week.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a lot of fun. I mean, all the beer that we got to drink and all the games that we got to play.
I just want to go home.
Yeah, it was a crazy week. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine. What were some of the highlights for you?
Probably the stuff about, obviously one of the big stories is the sort of controversy between Microsoft and Konami about information and misinformation on the 12-month exclusive deal.
That was really interesting, actually. We talked to the producer of the game, Seabass, and he wanted to make sure that everybody knew that it actually wasn't the case, that it wasn't a year exclusive.
The presentation itself was misleading. We never said exclusive for 1 year on the next-gen platform. We said this year.
He felt bad, I think, to like the hardcore PlayStation fans of the series, like the ones that have supported the series all these years. Like, he wanted to make sure that they knew, like, look, it's not a year. It's probably like, yes, it's going to be until the end of this year. That's what they agreed to, but it definitely wasn't going to be like that PlayStation fans are going to have to wait another year to play it.
Well, I mean, PlayStation fans is sort of relative, though, because PlayStation 3 fans is what you're talking about, because there's still a PS2 version of the game, and I still think that the 12-month deal is going to come down to just semantics, and it's going to end up being that, the next Winning 11 game won't be for 12 months.
Right.
So it'll be announced within the window for PS3, but it still won't appear within 12 months. This whole exclusive thing ties in with what we found out in the Lost Planet interview, where they want to keep Lost Planet for 360 exclusive. They don't want to develop it again on PS3, but at the same time, they pretty much recognize that if we need to for money, we will.
Right.
I mean, it would probably, like, Lost Planet may appear on PS3, but it'd probably be like Lost Planet Extreme Condition Episode 5 or something like that, where it'll have some sort of like loophole that it'll find in the exclusivity deal. Which, speaking of exclusives, it comes back to, like, I got to sit down or stand one-on-one and grill a guy from Ubisoft, Claude Lelay, who's the technical producer.
I got such a kick out of watching you talk to him. Like, I mean, at some point they just have to start talking about this.
Yeah, well, and he emphatically, denied everything that, we've heard, and continued to sort of toe the line about Assassin's Creed's only been announced for PS3.
Right.
But, I mean, we did get a couple of cool things in that. Like, he did say that they were going to make a demo for the game ahead of the release, and that they were also, that engine that powers Assassin's Creed, the Scimitar tech, is being used on a new game that they're not talking about yet either. And it's like, well...
The new Prince of Persia?
Could it be the new Prince of Persia? Yeah, I mean, he was sort of fishy on whether or not it was a new IP or like a rehashed IP. And I mean, will it even be the Ubisoft team that made Sands of Time who's working on Creed? Will they go to Prince of Persia next, or will they sort of pass it off to Two Thrones or whatever, one of those teams? Well, one game that you don't have to worry about seeing anywhere else right now, at least, is the Microsoft published game Crackdown, which debuted like a year ago at XO5 and looked awful.
Yeah.
Well, I sat down with Peter Connolly this week at Games Convention. He's one of the producers on the game, and he demoed through the game for me, and it was playable on the show floor. The co-op mode was playable, and it looks really good. surprisingly.
Everybody was talking about that at the show.
Well, I mean, for a game that's like so clearly aping Grand Theft Auto, it's aping Grand Theft Auto really well, and it looks like a lot of fun. And there's a lot of like sort of super heroic powers that you get. Like Peter took the protagonist and like pumped up all of his abilities, and you're leaping up buildings, and you can climb, and there's like this great physics engine where you can like juggle cars with rocket launchers.
Jeez, I wish I would have seen it though. I mean, I just heard so many good things about it and from the show, and like
it's really
people
surprising.
saying like even visually it was just really, really impressive.
It looks really good. Like the draw distances, like if you're in the right spot in the city, and I don't mean the right spot like the one without the draw distances, there you can see the other, but you can see the other islands in the background, and it's not like a game like Grand Theft or Saints Row where you still have like stuff popping in and skins popping in and filling out. It's you really do see all the way off into the distance. They've used a lot of the engine's resources into preserving that. That was like their big focus.
Right.
So it seems to be paying off. And
that's cool.
It's a little iffy on how the mission design system is going to work, which is that's important. But the game right now just looks, and I fooled around with it with Peter behind closed doors, and it plays pretty. It's a fun game.
Considering this all started with a comic published every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yeah.
Is that still like the real focus for you guys? I mean, is the comic still like the heart and soul of everything?
Yeah.
Oh, what do you have to think about that?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Have you been thinking about it now?
Yeah, well, no.
I thought it was. Now I'm not so sure.
Well, no, it's like in Star Fox, where it's like you have the battles, but then you have the strategic map. And so it's like you might think of the Penny Arcade comic strip, like obviously, we love doing it. We could probably do something else if we wanted. We actually still like doing it. But there's other things we can do, like Child's Play. Child's Play is also on the strategic map, so to speak. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things to do, but I consider them all equally important, which is why I was positive. The direction might change, but it's not conscious.
But we also never think about the direction of the comic. Like the only thing that we can say for certain is that we will make it. That's the really only constant over the last 7 years.
No, that's the Penny Arcade promise.
Yeah.
We will make it.
We'll keep making it. Other than that, no promises.
You seem to be moving into some ancillary directions, such as, say, video games.
Video games, but we have the scholarship as well.
We're doing a scholarship this year. You just have to, as long as your eventual goal is the video game industry, send us a little write-up. We'll give you 10 grand if we like it.
Was anybody here not in the Draw the Comic Strip panel yesterday? Okay. We decided to call Jack Thompson. Yeah. And then we left a mean message. My phone rings. Who's calling me? Oh shit, it's Jack. I let that one go to voicemail.
He's got our number and our name. Yeah. Look out, guys.
Yeah, bring it because he doesn't have your number and your name.
We're making a game.
Hey, what's up? Like Blizzard style, where they show a date and a Zergling.
We'll have a picture.
Yeah, no, not even a Zergling. Okay, the silhouette of a Zergling and a clock.
Yeah, this is our silhouette of a Zergling. We could say, sort of think Gabe, Tycho, Lovecraft.
Yeah, but I mean it's completely self-funded. Like no one else is setting an artificial date. It'll come out. It'll come out when we're ready to do it.
Did Hothead approach you, or did you approach Hothead?
They approached us, but we had known a few of those guys for a while. They have worked at different developers up in Canada.
I'm Joel DeYoung, CEO of Hothead Games, and Steve Bosca is our joint CEO. And we've entered an agreement with Penny Arcade to to make a comic adventure game. It's going to be an adventure game. It's going to be released on PC initially, and we're looking to take it to next-gen platforms as well.
Is that an adventure game in like the traditional Scum sense, you know, the 2D point and click, or is it more like a Call of Cthulhu kind of thing, 3D adventure?
Well, we're not really talking too much right now about kind of the details of the design of the game, but yeah. But we're super excited to be working with them.
They're essentially like a gameplay laboratory. Like they have a bunch of talented, experienced professionals, and one of their main charges is to just come up with weird gameplay.
So what we do in the way we make our games is we're very prototype focused. We build the gameplay first and iterate on it rapidly to make sure that it's fun. Then go into full production. Then put the art. Then put all the other
So do you make use of a lot of other engines and things developed externally?
You know, at Radical and at Electronic Arts, where a lot of people at Hothead were, you know, there was a lot of technology developed internally. Have a lot of experience with that, but. Again, we're not really focused on creating the best game engine in-house at Hothead.
I have to admit that Hothead is a new name for me. I had not heard it before this announcement. So are you guys, is this a new company, or have you been around for a while?
Yeah, actually we are new. We're based out of Vancouver, but as new as we are, we're just a group of industry veterans. That's really our entire development philosophy, that you can't come into the doors unless you've done this quite a bit before, and our focus is on gameplay.
Have you guys thought about what kind of crazy new sort of gameplay elements you'd want to play around with?
We have some pretty cool ideas, I think, for ways to integrate comic-style pacing and comic jokes that you would see in Penny Arcade into the game scenario. Beyond that, I don't know how much more I can say, but yeah, I mean, think of it as a comic that you play.
We're really super excited to be working with them, and we love the comic strip ourselves, and we love what they've done. And I mean, PAX, I mean, this thing's growing like crazy every year, and we just can't wait to get working on the game.
When you think about the other licenses they've had, you know, Simpsons, Hulk, they're good games.
They treated them pretty good.
We're writing every bit of dialogue in the game.
Yeah, it will ring authentic because we are writing it.
We're doing the parts that we're good at. Like, we're writing the whole thing. I'm coming up with the whole look of it, like all the concept art. I mean, that's all from us. That's what we're good at. It's designed to give you exactly what you want.
It's essentially our animated series.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Penny Arcade animated series. This is the way we're getting our content out, and I think it makes a lot more sense than a cartoon.
The azure tinted program that my heart is set upon.
And of course, the internet kids were all speculating, does this mean good episodic content for 360 now?
We cannot comment on that.
Don't ask.
I see, you're speaking in figures. You guys really have arrived.
Yeah. As soon as you
I was
start
gonna
saying
say, no, and the release date is when it's done.
When it's done, yeah.
How excited are you on like a scale of 1 to 10 for the gameplay capability of the Wii as opposed to like kind of the graphic capability of the PlayStation 3?
I would definitely say I'm much more excited about the Wii right now. I mean, yeah. To me, that is actually next generation, you know? I mean, that's actually innovative. I have a pretty good idea what to expect from the PlayStation 3. I think I'm gonna get a Gran Turismo. I think there's probably gonna be a Final Fantasy in there. Yeah,
Actually, there's gonna be like 4 Final Fantasies.
You know what,
but they're all gonna be called 13.
I bet there's gonna be a Ridge Racer.
What?
Yeah, I bet there is. Yeah, honestly, the Wii is where it's at for me right now. I'm super excited.
Do you play video games? You're fucking awful at that.
Fuck up. Dude, I love this game. I love Nintendo.
You love Nintendo, really?
I love Nintendo.
Did you love Nintendo's press conference in Leipzig?
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, that had some issues. It definitely it didn't live up to my expectations. It's certainly not what they had hyped up before, where they had said something about like 5 new Wii games being there or something like that. And
I think part of the problem is that when Nintendo usually does something, they do it big.
Yeah.
So when Nintendo only shows 2 new games, it's kind of like, okay, where's the the full-on presentation? And a lot of people were expecting a lot from this, perhaps misguidedly. Because it was all just rumors that there was going to be big stuff here, apart from the title.
Maybe, you know what? The
bad.
title was what bugged the shit out of me. I mean, like, if they didn't call it We Prove Our Promise, they just said, like, hey, Nintendo press conference, we're going to show some new stuff. Fine. But it was like calling it We Prove Our Promise. I expected for them to do exactly that. And I don't even know what they were trying to prove.
1 million DSs in Germany. That's what they proved. And that they can release hardware or software from the end of the GameCube cycle, repackaged as a sequel, Battalion Wars 2, or BWE, as the logo says.
I was trying to play Battalion Wars 2, and it took me like 5 minutes to really figure it out. It was just like, it's not intuitive. It's like you're using the nunchuck and you're trying to figure out why are some controls on this and why are some on the actual Wii mode and stuff. It just didn't really work for me. Nintendo is all about, their promise is that they're going to make games for everybody and accessible to anybody. And here we are playing these games that, take a while to figure out, and they're not just like pick up and play, have fun with your Wii. It's like,
well, Strikers though, in its defense, like Strikers on the GameCube was really pick up and play. Like
right,
it was
and
really...
the Wii version isn't. I thought it was like way more complicated than it needed to be. I think if they had more games that were just with the Wii mode, then it would be fine. But you played Need for Speed. What did you think of that?
It was bad. I mean, they don't know what they're going to do with it, because it could end up being good if they just went with one of the other racing style Wii controls. Yeah. But right now, you have to point at an icon and physically turn it. I do like that they're trying different things, and I do kind of appreciate the idea that a one-handed racing game could be cool, but I mean it was just kind of gimmicky. It was totally.
I remember a one-handed racing game from the Wizard, Rad Racer. One-handed racing games are not cool.
He won.
Yeah. Was that Lucas?
Lucas Barton. Jimmy Woods won in the end.
Yeah. I played Red Steel for a bit. I mean, that was pretty good, I guess. But I'm just like,
it comes since E3.
Okay, so they were saying that I guess the graphics have improved a little bit. What they were saying was that it's the same demo actually, just slightly improved visually.
Yeah, but I'm talking about what they show, what they talk about.
Right. I know. I guess that's the thing. It's like they say they actually do have versions up and running that have improved already, but they didn't have those for the show. I don't know why, but I guess they're focused on the game, getting it ready for launch and whatnot, and they don't have time
launch. That makes sense.
Overall, I think Nintendo. Well, at least they came to the show and showed up and did something. I mean, Sony had.
It was more newsworthy than Sony or Microsoft.
Yeah.
Show floor Microsoft probably had better stuff, but as far as actual announcements or news, I think Nintendo won kind of by default.
Yeah.
You look tired and beat down. What's up with PAX?
I'm just tired and.
Can I get the check?
Tired and kind of, I don't know, sad. It's sad to leave. Weren't you sad when you left?
The one-up show came along right at this moment when I was in a rut, with being in editorial and stuff, and you and Ryan came along and completely reinvigorated what I wanted to do with video games, and I left for similar reasons, I'm sure, why you took this job. So tell me, what's up with this job? You start on Monday.
I know. It's so crazy. Felt like it would put me in touch with different people, it'd expand my knowledge, and I feel like it would give me a sense of the bigger picture of video games.
Right. I mean, I think you could do a lot for the development community. Now that I'm on the dev team, I think there definitely needs to be a tighter community of developers. The most common dialogue that I sense anyway is a dialogue of competition, and it's very fierce. It's always guarded secrets and all this stuff. And I mean, yeah, everyone has their dev secrets, but at the same time, you know, in editorial it's very competitive. But we all talked about stuff. I mean, it was very open. I mean, maybe we just drank more. I don't know. Maybe it's because
You're
of this.
still drinking.
Yeah, I know.
That hasn't changed.
I know. How's Ryan taking it? He's okay?
He's taking it surprisingly well. I think you broke him in. No, but I'm sure we'll have a moment, because right now it still doesn't seem like it's completely over, you know, because I'm still like working and
Yeah, you're
doing
totally
stuff
working
and-
PAX. I mean, you're...
Yeah, but I think once I leave those doors and I don't have my card key and I can't get back in, I think that's going to be the moment when I'm like,
Right.
oh.
You know, I had my Ziff mail running for a while, and then
I know.
after like a month they canceled it. I was like, damn.
I know. I hope they kind of let me down easy, too.
All right, well, best of luck.
Thank you, Dave.
I don't know. Let me know what's up.
I will.
Oh shit, that must be the mini bosses.
I think it is.
You have to go to the show.
Yeah.
Where's the damn check? Can we get the check?
He's the drummer for Mini Bosses.
We're a Nintendo tribute band.
Vocals, guys. Vocals.
Let's get down here.
Vocals, guys, vocals.
Question mark.
Are you wasted?
No.
Male singers to female singers.
No, I'm
We
saying.
prefer women's vocals, all right? Is that okay with you?
Oh, sorry. You're saying I can be in the band? Sweet.
I don't know. Maybe after that.
I could sing all the Final Fantasy songs.
This is Bionic Commando.
So are you dudes like unabashed Nintendo fanboys or something? Is that what you're willing to?
Watch out, Jeremy, because he punched the last one.
I did. I'm not gonna punch you. It's cool.
That's cool. I'm an unabashed Nintendo fanboy, so it works out. If you guys will fess up.
For unabashed, I don't know. Yeah, I like Nintendo games. They're good, except for the bad ones.
Good answer.
That's a great comment, Ben. That's awesome.
Like sailing in Wind Waker?
Yeah. Like, and how easy Wind Waker was? Wind Waker was so stupid easy.
there was one
Start
dungeon.
making games
One
for
dungeon.
me, Nintendo. Me.
Jeremy, I think you need to punch him now. I know for a fact that
Oh, yeah.
Jeremy loves Wind Waker.
Yeah, but it was really easy.
And there was a lot of...
He's come to the dark side.
I don't pick fights with people twice my size. It's bad karma. Bad karma. Like a rigorous selection process for the songs you guys perform?
It's really rigorous, actually. We what we do is we kind of have a half-hearted conversation while doing something else, and then we hope that somebody figured some of the parts out before practice, and then maybe we do it or we don't. But actually, just recently we've been working on Tecmo Bowl, which is really fun.
I didn't realize Tecmo Bowl had a soundtrack.
It does. You should play it sometime. It's got no vocals though. We've been doing Bases Loaded 3 a little bit lately too. We're more into the sports games now.
other bands.
I don't. I'm the only one who doesn't.
Oh, so you're really the secret mastermind behind the mini bosses.
No, I'm just the
Aaron
loser.
and Ben will have you think differently.
Uh,
Or are you really just not that musical? It's okay, you can tell me.
yeah, I'm just
You're
not.
just the drummer?
I'm just the drummer. That's all.
Well, here we are. But we'll definitely catch up afterwards because I want to like watch the show and then we can talk about
John
it.
and I aren't
stuff.
going to bed tonight, so we'll be available.
All right, great. Well, have a good show and we'll see you inside. They're tall.
Drunk and weak. They are tall. They're very tall. I
Way
still
too
think
tall.
you should have jumped on my shoulders and we could have tackled them.
Okay,
Double
we'll do that after the show when they've been weakened by playing.
All right. Fair enough.
All right, good.
Why don't we play them
That's
something
what we'll try
relevant
to
to the
do.
situation?
Oh, yeah. Freebird's pretty well. Like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Yo, when I hit L shit. Older the quote and then dollar. If you know the nerd of the nerd core rhyme, you holler. I hit L shit. Older the quote and then dollar. You know the nerd of the nerd core rhyme, you holler. I hit L shit. Older the quote and then dollar. You know the nerd of the nerd core rhyme.
How much longer do we have on this damn flight anyway?
7 hours.
Oh God.
Fuck it. I have to take a piss.
All right.
There's a line here for this?
I've been here 30 minutes.
There's 6 bathrooms, dude. How can we...
6 bathrooms, and I can't get in one of them. It's ridiculous.
Overbooked flight. I have to go so bad.
I hear you played this Crysis game. You got EA.
Yeah, we played Crysis the other day. Took direct feed. We played multiplayer and then set it on like a single player demo. And it's still all running on like DX9. But it looks better than any FPS I've ever seen. It's just a matter of like, will the game sort of suffer from what every other FPS does oftentimes with like trying to come up with inventive multiplayer to sort of avoid it feeling rote and repeated and rehashed. Aside from the visuals, which we all are well aware of, and the Crysis engine and Crytek tech, how is the gameplay going to differentiate itself from other FPSs?
The main difference is the breakable environment, the physics, and the AI. It's both are the main key features technology-wise as our greatest challenge, because we decided to make all the vegetation breakable in a realistic Hollywood-like way. So we take some things over the top, some things we tone down, obviously, and we hope that this will keep people, replaying the whole levels, because there's tons of way how you can play it. Every action bubble, we put in 3 alternate ways. We have the action route, which is mainly the most straight route into through the level, which is the most dangerous. We have the stealth route, which is sort of like Far Cry-ish. It's very, medium to long range gameplay. You sneak up to guys, take them out silently, change your position. And we have the tactical thing, which uses the Veni Vidi Vici gameplay. So you get a vantage point, which sometimes overlooks an action bubble. So you can, look at the challenge and then decide how you want to play it. And the freedom of decision we give the player is the main difference against our competitors.
Looks really good, and but our look's going to be enough. That's what Crytek has to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people I was talking to compared it to Battlefield 2, they said it's basically just a prettier Battlefield 2.
That probably is a pretty fair comparison.
Yeah, that's such a bad thing.
God, I have to go pee so fucking bad.
Yeah, I get it. Shut up already.
I just had to return my key card and stuff.
Well, how was your first day?
It's okay. It wasn't like being here.
We'll be doing very important things over there. Not that what we're doing here isn't important, but I guess it's not in the grand scheme of things. It's not like we're saving lives or anything, but at least you're gonna get to help developers. You're gonna get to bring people together. I mean, aren't you planning to set up something to get college students and high school students ready to become, get into the industry? And I don't know, that's important. That's not something we can do here.
I mean, I don't regret taking the job. It's just, it was kind of a shock going to a different place, and just having a different computer and a different cube and different people around me, and
it's kind of like the shock I felt when I came in here and saw your desk all empty and stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a good time over there. You're gonna do good things. It'll be good. I'll miss you a lot. This last year that we've been here, it's been the best year of my life. I've never had a job that I could just go into and just have a good time every day. And I think I would say 90% of that is because I was working with you, and you're like my best friend, and I'm really gonna miss you. And
well, happy to be right down the street.
I'll call you and we'll go get lunch, but
I know.
It's not the same.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
miss you so much. Call me anytime.
The way I tell you goodbye, it's far too late to complicate things. Let's just leave all that aside.
Or if you ever change your mind and want to come back.
Want to come back?
In a heartbeat.
Really?
In a heartbeat.
I hear there's a lot of people who want my job.
There are, but I'd give it to you first. Of course. I don't want you to go. No. Any person. How can any person to fill your shoes? You've done some amazing things here.
Well,
I'm gonna miss you so much.
I'm gonna miss you too. I'm gonna miss being here. Well, I'm sure you have stuff to do, which is why you're here late. Again, I should probably go home.
I heard you curse while I rehearsed the way I
might have that rest of the team for me.
goodbye. It's far too late to complicate things. Let's just leave all that aside. Every day that I delay, it gets harder just to try. I'm alright now. I'm alright now.
Do something positive, creative, make something, produce something that means something in the world, because otherwise we're just sitting around talking to ourselves forever.
あ、そうですか。今。
いやいや、そうじゃなくて、こういう形式で。
で、私だけ話すこと、いや、つまんないです。
I don't wish you would call.
Oh, I got a good omen.
I don't miss you.
Rub it in.
That is so sweet. Well, Merry Christmas to you. And Merry Christmas to everyone. We need to find a defensible position.
I don't miss you.
Well, if it's beers you want rather than our company, we can get more beers.
I want your company, okay?
Okay, so we'll see you there then.
Miss you. I don't miss you at all.